Hello, everyone. Here I am again in another video. Thank you for the ones who watched the first one I posted a couple of days back. Today, my aim is to continue on the same topic, but it would be more from financial perspective and putting some numbers next to the risks we discussed last time, and then how we can present this into the form of a risk mitigation plan proposal. Now, last time I left you with the 3 questions regarding the last line of defense, if you remember, like how we make sure that, it's safeguarded, how fast can we bring things up, and the last one, like how we understand how big was, the consequence of that attack. So today, building on the same thing, I want to bring up from financial perspective, from money perspective, how we can quantify the risk, because at the end of the day, we know the consequences from technical perspective, but we need to understand also the financial consequences of such cyber attacks. So the first thing, now as IT professionals, and I'm talking about technology here. So we have systems in place. We understand these systems. We understand what they are serving in terms of business, so how our customers can benefit from that. But for the risk part of it, what we need to do is have a relationship between, the status of the system and, the money associated with it. And here it doesn't matter in which vertical you are. And by the way, it's not always money. Let me give you 2 examples. The first one is a retail example. So if you are in a retail organization, so retail, you have shops, you sell, you have your POS system, whatever it is, we have databases in the back end. Now, what is the consequences of a downtime for long hours or even days? So operations stop, we cannot do more sales, right? So this is, as an example, how to quantify this. So we would look at how much, we are getting sales per hour. And then we say, if the system is down for 1 hour, this is how much money we're going to lose. But it's not always money, as I was saying. I'll give you another example. Think about healthcare. So if we have issues with our healthcare information system, for example, or anything related to diagnosing patients, right? So the cost is not money, the cost might be life of patient, right? So this is more critical, in my opinion. It can apply. We can find something to quantify this risk of downtime. Always we can do this. The second one is regarding reputation. And you might say, okay, but it's not our mistake. Ransomware is everywhere. Every organization is getting that. True. But again, I like to give examples from real life scenarios. In airline industry, some accidents happen from time to time, whether it's like a crash, maybe it's a small incident in the terminal, right? But these things stays in people's mind. And for months, you see like passengers are hesitating in booking with this airline that was involved in that accident, right? Of course, they can rebuild the trust, but building the trust again takes time. So it's not something which is very, very straightforward. So this is the reputation damage that the ransomware can cause. Why? Again, I will go back to the example of retail. So if people are staying in the line, they cannot pay, they cannot do their transaction. Maybe it's a bank, and again, they cannot withdraw their money. So this is a reputation damage. We call it customer churn, right? So this is in the startup world, you hear it a lot. So losing customer base to a competition. So this is also something that we can quantify from risk perspective. The third one is the cost of the ransom. Now, if you Google it, it depends from vertical to vertical, but on average, it might be more for some industries, less for other industries, but the average is $600,000. This is how these cyber criminals, they are making their fortune, because they're asking big money from organizations to pay the ransom, and tell them this is how you're going to get your digital assets, the data back. That's not all, right? There are like some hidden costs as well. The hidden cost is when we have the incident, we have the manpower, right, on ground. They're trying to restore, they are trying to understand the how much was the effect of this attack, the blast radius of the attack. They're wasting their time, they're under stress. So this is money as well, right? So we can quantify it. Now, I mentioned these 4 points for a reason, because these are the risks. Now, let's talk risk mitigation. So we need a solution. So we need to have a proposal to mitigate these risks. Now, the thing that usually organizations, they do mistakes in, unfortunately, is they look on the short term of the investment of the risk mitigation plan and look for solutions. And they say, okay, let's see how much we could invest in this. Remembering the 4 points that I just mentioned, and I will repeat them again: cost of downtime, reputation damage, also the time of the team, and the cost of the ransom itself. This is a huge compared to any investment that would be done. So this is why organizations, when they would do the risk mitigation plans and they decide on the investment where they're going to put the money in, last line of defense, remember this, it's very critical. I believe it deserves to have a proper ROI when you do the investment plan. Now, if this is something you feel you need help in, if you think that we need to talk, if you feel that you need help from us in getting this calculation with you, I would be more than happy to have a call with you. Just give me a shout and I would be more than happy to have this discussion with you and with anyone that would be interested in this topic within your organization. We have done it a lot, and believe me, when you see this in quantifiable way, it's much easier to mitigate the risks that are there. Thank you very much for watching, and I think I will keep these videos coming. Thank you.